The Watcher on the Road. The rift's air was sharp with pine and mist, clinging to my cloak and carrying the scent of damp earth. I paused at the bend of an overgrown trail, my journal open in my hand, eyes flickering between the inked lines and the shadowed ridges of the mountains ahead. My fingers trembled slightly on the parchment, whether from cold or nerves, I couldn't tell. I let the journal fall closed, dropping my arms to my sides. I hadn't even made it to Riften. The task felt impossibly far, and the instructions seemed meaningless in my hands. I cursed my own foolishness. Silly, naive, thinking I could do this. I had never been very good at following instructions, or maps, or anything that asked for steady precision, despite how much I had tried. A soft click and whir caught my attention. Opus moved around my boots, joints gleaming faintly, the steady hum of its core grounding me. The little spider tapped a foreleg against the earth, as if testing the trail for me. I bent down, brushing its shell gently. Its presence reminded me that I wasn't entirely alone, that I had skills, that I had survived far stranger challenges. A tiny spark of resolve stirred in my chest. Perhaps I wasn't ready yet. Perhaps the shadows I sought were deeper than I imagined. But I would keep moving. One careful step, one inked line, one turn of the trail at a time. I lifted my journal, looking again at my notes. I murmured to myself, lips barely moving. If the river cuts east here, then Riften should. Lost, are you? The voice came sudden and close. I nearly dropped my journal. I spun to see a man leaning against a pine trunk, half-shadowed, as if grown from the forest itself. Human, weathered, practical in dress, his eyes calm but sharp, studying me like a hunter. Opus clicked sharply, the glow of its core brightening. You startled me, I admitted, tucking the journal back into my satchel. The man's gaze flicked to Opus, lips twitching faintly. Strange company for a traveler. I kept my eyes on him, heart thudding. I'm looking for someone. A Nightblade. Thalanor. I tried not to let my nerves come through my voice. His expression didn't change, but his eyes narrowed. And what makes you think you're meant to find him? He asked me. I hesitated, then let the truth fall out quietly. I don't know that I am, but I would like a chance to ask him all the same. If he turns me away, so be it. But if there's even a sliver of a chance, I have to follow it. The doubt hit me then, sharp and familiar. Claudia had strength in her bones, certainty in her stride. I had alchemy and daggers, tools, not confidence. What if the shadows asked more of me than I had to give? What if I wasn't meant for any of this at all? He said nothing for a long moment, simply watching me, as if weighing my worth. Then he nodded once. "You've come further than most," he said finally. "And you speak plainly, which is rare. Old Misfield Manor sits just beyond that ridge." He gestured past the bend, eyes still on me. "But don't knock on his door yet. You'll find no welcome that way." My brow furrowed. Then how? "2 nights," he cut me off. "At sunset, return here. If he's agreed, I'll take you to him. If not, best you keep walking." He paused, glancing back. "Patience is the first lesson. Learn it now," he said as he vanished. No footsteps, no branch snap, no farewell. Just gone, swallowed by the tree line as if the forest had always owned him. I lingered long after, fingers tight around my satchel. My breath came in small clouds, fleeting proofs that I still existed in the cold silence he left behind. Doubt curled its claws into me, sharp, insistent, but beneath it lived something quieter, steadier, possibility, maybe even courage. I rested my hand on Opus's humming shell. 2 nights, I whispered to myself and the little spider. Opus tapped my wrist with a delicate limb, as if sealing a promise. My daggers felt lighter on my hips, no longer dead weight, but witnesses, partners in whatever waited ahead. "I can't lose my way, Opus," I murmured, meeting its glowing core with a mix of resolve and desperation. He's real. Zalinor is real. The name felt like a myth spoken too loudly, a truth too fragile to touch. The Shadow Sage existed. 2 nights now stretched before me, wide, immense, a space where anything could happen, or nothing at all. Time itself felt like a path I could slip from if I wasn't careful. What if I faltered? What if I strayed? I studied the forest around me, committing every trunk, every crooked branch, every fold of shadow to memory, as though the world might shift if I dared to look away. Riften still waited somewhere ahead, but perhaps it didn't matter. Perhaps the forest was my crossroads. Perhaps the night itself would be my guide. Moonlight sifted through the mist-draped pines, turning the clearing silver, otherworldly, expectant. A shiver ran through me, not from fear, but from the uncanny certainty that the moment he'd return, if he returned, would divide my life into before and after. And so I stood beneath the pale glow, Opus warm against my wrist, the world holding its breath with me, waiting for the first night to begin.